Welcome to the Math Kingdom. Welcome to the Math Kingdom, everyone, where we conquer math one step at a time. Let's get ready for today's lesson.
Remember the time and clock it. Learn to tell time for second and third grade. Today, I'll show you how to teach your child to tell time clearly and confidently. By the end of this short lesson, your child will be able to read analog and digital clocks, tell AM versus PM, and solve basic elapsed time problems. Let's begin. Here are the objectives. I can read an analog clock and tell the hour and minutes counting by fives. I can match analog time to digital time. I can tell whether a time is AM or PM and explain with examples. I can find elapsed time by counting up on a number line or using jumps. I can solve real-world time problems and explain my thinking using Ready. Here we have a picture of an analog clock. We're going to point out the two hands. The short hand is the hour hand, and the long hand is the minute hand. In reading an analog clock, the first thing we do is read the hour hand. If the shorthand is between two numbers, you name the smaller number. That is the last full hour. Step 2, you read the minute hand by counting the tick marks. Each small tick is 1 minute. You use the big numbers around the clock to count by fives for minutes, like 1 is 5, 2 is 10, 3 is 15, and so on. If the shorthand points just past the 2 and the long hand points to the 6, we say 2:30. In this case, the shorthand is on the 9 and the long hand is on the 12, so we say 9 o'clock. The 9 is the hour, and the long hand on the 12 is the o'clock, the minutes. Here we have an analog and a digital clock that both say 1 o'clock. In this case, it is PM, as you see on the digital clock. And PM is the afternoon evening time. The number 1 is circled, which represents the hour. Here, the 12 and the 00 is circled, which represents the minute hand. So the time is 1 o'clock, specifically 1 o'clock PM in the afternoon. So 1 hour, 0 minutes. Help your child memorize the minute numbers around the clock by counting by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, which is also 00 or o'clock. You can practice this quickly. If the minute hand is on the 4, what is the minute? The time has now passed, and it is 1:30. Hey, time keeps passing, and it's 1:45 now. Let's talk about AM and PM. AM is morning, PM is afternoon, evening. 12 a.m. is midnight, which in our world's time system and from 12 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. is considered early morning to late morning, with 12 a.m. being the start of a new day. While 12 p.m. is noon, which in our world's time system, and from 12 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. is considered afternoon, evening, and night. Check out these daily activities to see which ones are considered AM or PM. Oh my goodness, you're running a race. You started at 1:50 p.m. and finished at 2:20 p.m. How long did you run? Here's the number line we'll use. All right, so we are doing our number line. We are going from 1:50 p.m. to 2:20 p.m. So we're going to see how long it took us to run, and we're going to be counting by fives. So here we go. 1:50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 minutes. 56, 57, 58, 59, 2 o'clock, another 5 minutes. 2:01, 2, 3, 4, 5, another 5 minutes.
2:06, 2:07, 2:08, 2:09, 2:10, another 5 minutes. 2:11 through 2:12, 2:13, 2:14, 2:15, 5 minutes. 2:16, 2:17, 2:18, 2:19, 2:20, 5 minutes. Then we're going to add all our 5 minutes up. And since it's by fives, we can count by fives. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we have 30 minutes.
So that means you ran for 30 minutes. Ready is the math strategy we use to break down word problems. Now, we got to read with purpose, examine key terms, act out, visualize, or model a problem, decide and do the math, and then your turn to reflect. Let's solve a real problem and use Ready. It helps organize thinking. First, we must read the problem at least 2 times. School starts at 8:15 a.m. The bus ride is 22 minutes. What time should the bus leave so you arrive before school starts? School starts at 8:15 a.m. The bus ride is 22 minutes. What time should the bus leave so you arrive before school starts? Let's circle our numbers, which will help us in solving this math problem. And box our keywords that guide us in how we will be solving the math problem. Since it is focused on the time we must leave in order to arrive before school starts, we must subtract the time. We will use a number line and count the time backwards.
So we're counting down our time starting at 8:15 a.m. and we're going backwards by 22 minutes. And we're going backwards by 22 minutes because that's how long the bus ride is, and we need to know the time the bus leaves to arrive to school at 8:15 a.m. So I'm going to go backwards 22 times, but in groups of 5. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10 so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 15 so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 20 so far. So we need 22 minutes. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. So I know I went backwards by 22 minutes. So now we need to know which time that is. Okay. All right. So where you see my arrow pointing, that's the time that we ended up at. So that would be 7:53 a.m.
Here's another method. Basically, a vertical number line in which we count backwards by 5 up to 20. Then the last 2 minutes we take away to end at 7:53 a.m., which is the time we should leave to arrive to school on time. Let's practice. You can use a visual model, like a number line for elapsed time, or use a standard algorithm, such as adding or subtracting time. Now, if your favorite family show starts at 6:50 p.m. and lasts 40 minutes, when does it end? You should have gotten 7:30 p.m. Let's review. AM equals morning, PM equals afternoon and night. The shorthand is the hour, the longhand is the minutes. Count minutes by fives around the clock. Always arrive before the start time. Elapsed time is how long something lasts. Remember, we use time daily to plan, prepare, and be responsible. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more adventures in the Math Kingdom. See you next time. Bye. Need help with 3rd through 8th grade math or have a topic you want me to review? Send a message and let's help your child rule the world of numbers.